Hi, this is Mrs. Rita. Welcome to section 7.6, factoring polynomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. In this lesson, we're going to expand our factoring strategies and learn how to factor trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Were you wondering where that a was? Yeah, it goes in front of your x squared. So the first thing we're going to do when we have a trinomial to factor that has a coefficient, so a number in front of our x squared, is look for a GCF. If there is a GCF, we'll factor that out and then continue. Let's look at an example. Example 1. Factor each trinomial, 5x squared minus 35x plus 50. So we're going to look for a GCF, and this example definitely has one. In this example, our GCF would be 5. 5 goes into 5x squared, 5 goes into negative 35x, and 5 goes into 50. So we'll pull out our GCF and then see what's left over. So we can write these all out like we did in the section 7.4, or you can try to do a little bit in your head. 5 times what is 5x squared? Well, x squared. 5 times x squared, we would get 5x squared. And now we'll say 5 times what is negative 35x? Well, 5 times negative 7x would give us negative 35x. And then 5 times what would give us 50? That would be 10. 5 times 10 gives us 50. Now we're going to factor the inside part. So we have 5 and then some parentheses. So just like before, we need to find two numbers that multiply to get 10 and add to get negative 7. That seems like the number pair will be 5 and 2, but we'll need to make them negative. So x minus 5 and x minus 2. Remember, negative 5 times negative 2 gives us positive 10. Check. And negative 5 plus negative 2 would give us negative 7. Check. So when they asked us to factor this trinomial, first we pulled out the GCF and then we factored like we did before. This would be our final factored form. 5 and then our quantity in parentheses x minus 5 times x minus 2. Let's do another one. So for part B, we have 6x cubed plus 30x squared plus 24x. If you want to go back to how we found GCFs in section 7.4, the when in doubt, write it out, you can do that still. But if we practice, we might be able to do some of these a little quicker. When we look at our three terms, 6x cubed, 30x squared, and 24x, 6, 30, and 24 are all divisible by 6. So part of my GCF is going to be 6. And then if I look at my x cubed, x squared, and x, they all have that one x in common. So my GCF will be 6x. So to start my factoring, I'm going to pull out my 6x and then see what's left over. So we'll say 6x times what would give me 6x cubed? Well, that would be x squared. 6x times x squared would give me 6x cubed. And then 6x times what would give me 30x squared? Well, 6 times 5, so 6 times 5 would give me 30. Well, that's only 30x though, so I need one more x. 6x times 5x gives me 30x squared. And then the last term, 6x times what would give me 24x? Well, that's just 4. 6 times 4 gives me 24, and we already have the x. Now this is a good first step, but because we're in 7.6, we're doing some more advanced strategies. Now we're going to factor the inside part. So the first step was our GCF, and like the previous example, now we're going to set up our parenthesis pair and see what goes inside. So we need two integers that multiply to give us 4 and add to give us 5. We'll start with our x's, and it looks like 4 and 1. So we'll say plus 4 and plus 1. 4 times 1 gives us 4, check. And 4 plus 1 gives us 5, check. We cannot factor this anymore, so this is our final factored form. And that's it for section 7.6. Make sure you copy down all your notes and bring your questions to class.